JeepAdventure, an unusual and exciting, typically hazardous experience or activity. For this adventure, the group is heading to Anza Borrego for an ultimate 5-day adventure, exploring the whole park and everything that has to be. Located in Southern California, in the famous Colorado Desert, the area offers unique scenery, wildlife, and exploration. There's no doubt why most overlanders flock to this area to explore this beautiful desert. So why don't you sit back and let's get going on this ultimate adventure. Hey everyone, Joshua Noesser, and we are about to go do something that's absolutely legendary. And that is, we're going to spend a whole week in Anza Borrego, hit almost every trail, see all the major sites. Well, to be honest, this is something I've wanted to do my entire life. I need to get the jail loaded up for this epic adventure, so why don't you sit back, stay tuned, enjoy this video. This adventure starts on a very rainy 2023. We're going to head out of Orange County, make our way through the Inland Empire, over the mountains where we're going to see snow, and then drop down into Borrego Springs, where my plan is to meet with Todd at the Discovery Center so we can kick off this adventure. While we were there, we decided to run into the store, grab some maps, so we have a way to navigate if, and in the cases, we don't have any cell service. After departing Borrego Springs, we headed down to the southeast of the park. There, we're going to hit Mortero Wash and explore some of the Native American history that is popular in this area. Since it already is late in the day, our plan is to go find a place to camp, hopefully in the canyon, and relax. Being that it's such a wet year, we are hoping for a super bloom situation while we're out in the desert. Now, as we're going down the trail, just off the side trail, we saw wild watermelons. We ended up looking it up, and it's not recommended you eat them. As we work our way through the desert, we're taken in by the beautiful scenery and the bushes along the route. It doesn't take very long as we reach what the train tracks are, to the Goat Bridge. If you've never heard of the Goat Bridge, it's the largest wood trestle train bridge in America. As we cross the area, we take in this old train depot. It's quite unique. The Dos Cabazas train siding was a popular area in 1958 when the mine was established. Back in the day, everything from steam trains to current locomotives ran on the tracks until 1983. It makes a very unique and exciting area to explore, but for us, we need to keep moving, and there's some minor obstacles in our way. Well, we made it to first night camp. I actually got one of the spots I've always wanted to camp at. I think it's one of the most beautiful spots, and I'll show you some footage of the area. I mean, it's surrounded by beautiful rocks, lush green bushes, and with a stunning sunset in the background. I mean, it's nothing more you could ask for at an epic camp spot. Well, we're cooking. I got Todd's food going. He's got to reheat some pizza. Me, I'm thinking steak for dinner tonight. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let's get eating.
Seriousness by used.
The one thing that I've read is that it doesn't have enough.
Go out.
Because I asked Wade, I said, Wade, I want to map. There was a bunch of trails I wanted to map out in the Arizona desert in the summer, and I said,
with our first full day ahead of us and a beautiful sunrise, it was time to get moving and start exploring the desert.
First time in Anza Borrego, and I love it.
Full of excitement, we're off. We're going to backtrack a little ways and head over to Jaboba Wash. We're also going to do the Goat Trail, which is one of the harder trails in the area. After a quick stop at Dos Cabazas limestone mine, we continued down the trail, but first, we had to take in the beautiful scenery of the area. We just pan around, just absolutely stunning. Upon starting the Goat Trail, we were brought on to some more difficult, challenging obstacles. From here, we're going to have to go engage low range to make it through this. Upon completing the Goat Trail, we head over to the volcanic area of Jaboba Wash. From there, we're going to head over to the highway and then across into the Dolomite Mine Trail. As we work our way out of the wash, we have to climb up this rather off-camber obstacle, with the Dolomite Mine just in front of us. Can't wait to check it out. Dolomite Mine was a marble magnesium calcium mine located in the Coyote Mountains and operated in the 1920s until the 1960s. This is a great stop if you're looking to explore the trail. Todd, on the other hand, was making new friends.
Hi. Come here.
Wait, come on. After enjoying the southeast corner of the park, it was time to work our way inland. Our next stop is Canyons in Nombre, also known as the Geologist Tour. But first, we need to backtrack down the trail. Then we're going to head over the S2 for a quick 2-mile jaunt up the highway to our next trailhead. As we come around the corner, the colors are stunning. The flowers are beautiful. The canyon walls are even better. This might be one of the most beautiful trails I've ever seen. With the amazing colors, we had to stop and take some photos.
Dude, I got some good shots there. The scale, like your Jeep looks so tiny out here. It's just giving such a good scale.
I'm gonna take a few photos around here because there's all sorts of good plant life.
After our short break, we jump back in the Jeeps and head down the trail. Now we're on Vallicito Wash, heading west. As we travel down the trail, it just seems to get more beautiful and more beautiful by the moment. We're looking on our map and we notice there's a place called Palm Spring. What's the coincidence that there's a big city just not far from here with the same name? The historical relevance of Palm Spring is this used to be a stagecoach route from the east to the west. People would come through this area when traveling to San Diego, and this would be one of the places the horses got their water.
Back in here in this.
After a quick stop and avoiding getting stung by bees, we're off again.
Head over to June Wash because supposedly the super bloom is going on over here. There's a lot of purple in these hills, so let's go check it out.
Upon reaching the northern end of the trail, we enter in the famous Badlands of Anza Borrego, which is these narrow canyons that seems like it could be easy to get lost in.
I got one more right behind me. That was great. Thank you, man. Yeah, appreciate it. Have fun.
After a quick moment in June Wash, we headed back and crossed S2 yet again. Now we're entering Indian Gorge and Indian Canyons.
So we're going down the trail, and the little cholla cactuses are like glowing, like bright glow around them. It's like an aura. It's really beautiful. I mean, look at this. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
As we pop out of Indian Gorge, we're taken in by the beauty of these canyons with nothing around you. Just cholla, ocotillos, cactus, and other beautiful desert plants. As we near the back of the canyon, the cliff walls are just green with bright granite walls. As we get into the narrow canyon, out of our surprise, we run into an oasis. While we're deep in the canyon, we started noticing on the wall that the walls seemed to be moving. After a better view, we realized there was a whole group of bighorn sheep blending into the background right in front of us. With the sun starting to get low, it was time to find a place to camp. We crossed back across again the S2 and decided to camp on South Carrizo Creek. From here, we had a stunning view of the Badlands and everything around us. Just beautiful sunset.
To the weight.
You can get yourself a nice little Honda generator, and that's all you need, man. They weigh like 80 pounds. Good morning. We are just getting started moving right now. It was very cold last night. In fact, I got seat heaters on. I'm even thinking of putting steering wheel heater on. It was supposed to be like 50. Felt more like 30 and a humid 30 at that. Well, we're moving down the trail. We're gonna see what today's adventures bring for us, so let's get moving.
Near the end of the trail, we got Willow Creek. We're gonna give us a check out, see what's there.
Okay, Roger. Well, this just looks like floodplain to me. I think that's what we're actually in right now.
Yeah, and I think that's why we're seeing such deep ruts over there and that left whole bucket day out here just taking shots of that.
After backtracking, we headed our way up to Vallicito Wash yet again. There we saw the beautiful flowers, and now over to Arroyo Tapiado. Arroyo Tapiado is said to have the largest mud cave network in the world, including the longest mud cave. I'm really looking forward to checking this out, as I think this would be just absolutely amazing, but at the same time, sort of terrifying. Just before arriving at the world's longest mud cave, we crossed this spring in the middle of the desert. Unique, to say the least.
It's only shallow to like right there. Let's just go right here. It's like opens up right.
Lucky for me, I'm better driving than I am walking.
Right here.
After exiting the mud caves, we continued north up the trail. We wanted to see what was actually at the end of the trail of this cool canyon. And what it took us back into the Badlands yet again, like June Wash. But this area was way cooler. There was no real good camping, but the challenge and the scenery made it worthwhile.
You got a mile on the passenger side. And that rock. Where? Go back here, I'll show you when we walk back out. So we're on Arroyo Tapiado. We actually went up to the very end of the trail, and it's a really narrow canyon up here. Eventually gets into sandstone, a little more difficult. Stock vehicles probably can do it. You know, stop when you just feel like you've gotten far enough. There's not really much turnaround space back in here, so the farther I get back in here, it's just a little harder to turn around. Well, we're keeping it moving. Let's see what's ahead of us.
After a quick turnaround, we're heading back, and now we're on Arroyo Secco del Diablo, which is a great trail.
Looks like Arizona up here.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it?
Because of how we ran Arroyo Tapiado, we want to get the full experience, so we're going to run all the way down Arroyo Secco del Diablo. First off, we're going to stop at Vallicito Wash, where there's another large field of purple flowers. After that, we're going to turn around, head up the canyon, and enjoy some of the most amazing views, plus some interesting springs along the trail. As we work our way up the canyon, we notice that there's a lot of landslides. This makes us slightly nervous as we're driving underneath some of the overhangs. And then out of nowhere, we see something interesting.
Like little buttonholes in there.
Yeah.
The deeper we get in the canyon, the trail only gets better. The cliff walls are just towering above us. This is one of the best and most beautiful trails I think I've ever done. We reached the plateau and made a right. Now we're heading over to one of the most feared areas in Anza Borrego, and that's Diablos Drop. As we reach Diablos Drop, there's a massive crowd watching, really making the heart spike. But the views, wow. these are some of the best views we've had so far of this whole trip. It's always smart to assess an obstacle, so we decided to get out of the vehicle, do a quick assessment before heading down. With a large group of onlookers surprised, we made it down the hill safely. Alright, Todd.
It wasn't bad. The one spot I knew I would tilt pretty good, I did, but it was not
You were
bad.
pretty flat looking most of the way down.
Yeah, I felt pretty flat looking too.
After we made it to the second tier location, we decided to get out of the Jeeps, enjoy the scenery, and watch the show. We watched people try to go down the hill and up the hill. Plus, the beautiful scenery and colors of the flowers was just breathtaking. This was a good stop. Maybe you should have camped here.
Sandhill?
After a short stop, it was time to get moving. We headed down the trail into the canyon below. Next stop, Fish Creek. We'll see where we go from there.
Fish Creek. We're gonna take Loop Wash, which is the other route.
I'm gonna get a photo of the sign here, though.
The other route out here. I never go that way. It's taking Fish Creek, which is off to the right. It's like 6 one way, half a dozen around. I think Fish Creek has less churns in it, so you can actually go a little faster. But with that said, less people take Loop Wash, so you can actually get over here and just get a little less crowd if you want to camp down here in the wash itself. It's a beautiful day. Well, when I say that, it's about to rain. So we're trying to get the hell out of here and get to not in a place called a wash. Plus, I am about to run out of gas. My threshold was quarter tank, and the second we hit quarter, we turned and started heading towards Borrego Springs. Follow your own rules. Don't run out of gas. No one wants to run out of gas in the desert. Well, let's keep going. I thought you were serious.
As my gas gauge continued to get lower and lower, and rather quickly, we were heading into town to get more fuel. Later on, I learned my gas gauge is off now. That finishes Loop Wash, and we're going to be heading out. Next stop, Borrego Springs, but we're first going to go through Split Mountain. You know, this will be our first time of at least 2 times we're going to be taking this trail. There's Todd. Let's get going. I think we're within 12 miles. Looks like about 7. With the gas light glowing bright and the mileage left just saying low, it was a comfortable feeling to see the gas station directly in front of me. But this is only a temporary stop, as we still need to get to camp tonight. And that plan is to head over to the north side of Anza Borrego, camp in a cool spot I know about, just outside of Wash. We camped over in Short Wash, which is right next to Fons Point. Fons Point is supposed to be one of the top 10 things to do in Southern California. Watching the sunset over the Badlands was absolutely beautiful. As we settle in for night 3, we used the survival skills that we learned in our survival class. Then we started talking about what we liked so far of this trip, favorite moments. One thing we could agree, Canyons in Nombre was amazing. Beautiful, best scenery. Tapiado was interesting,
and scary. Secco Diablo, absolutely beautiful. And there was just so much more. We're looking forward to what the rest of this trip has to bring, as we know there's just so much adventure in so little time.